it's time to go ahead and to put the final outer layer of the spine onto the book. Now, for my last video, you can tell that I've done some things you can easily do. I didn't do a video on it, but I just put the book back in the brace. Alright, and I made sure that I left about 3 inches of the top part of the book exposed. It's nice and tight, but it's not too tight. You don't have to go crazy on that. You just need to make sure that it's not going to move as you press down on it. And as you actually pick up the brace and move it around, you can grab the bottom of the book and you'll be able to move it around. And we'll slip it back down there on my pile of books. We need to place a layer of masking tape on this part of the spine. And the reason for that is we're going to put this outer part of the spine over, and we need it to be able to flex so that when you open the book, the spine will be able to flex outward a little bit and it won't produce a lot of deep crinkles and wrinkles. In order to allow it that flexing space, there needs to be a space between this part of the top layer and the top part of the bottom layer that does not actually glue together. Alright, so when I take this masking tape, I'm going to make sure I have enough, and I'm going to place part of it right here on the top, on the very edge, just like that. Okay, so you see that? And then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to it doesn't have to be exact, although you don't want to be messy and sloppy with it, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'm going to trim it with some paper scissors. Make sure that you don't trim any headbands that might be peeking up. Trim off these edges here. There we go. And what I have here is exactly what I need. This allows a layer of air and space to be in there. Now, the tape itself will adhere to the inner layer of the spine, but this part, the top part of this tape here, this loop, is what this spine is going to glue to, and it's going to allow, there's still going to be preserved that space in there, that as the book opens and closes and opens and closes, that space is going to flex, and it's going to keep that back spine nice and perfect over the years. If you glue the back of the spine directly onto the inner layer of the spine, there's no room for flexing, and as you actually move it and open it and close it over the years, you'll find that you have deep wrinkles and even tears in your spine back there. It just really does not look good. So this masking tape part is essential. Now, the next thing is to put glue onto the spine and put it onto the book. Make sure that you glue the part of the spine paper that does not have varnish on it, and it will be marked with pencil lines and B for back or blank or whatever, because it doesn't have any varnish. That B is the bottom part that you put the glue on and hide away. The top part that's clear will always be the varnished part. Now, you know, if you really wanted to take this up a few significant notches, we would be doing this with vellum or with very thin leather. That's out of the price range right now, and I find that just using nice quality craft paper with a nice coat of varnish on it or acrylic coating will do fine in terms of how the book lasts. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to flip that spine so that the area that does not have any varnish is ready for gluing. I'm just going to tuck it under the clip of the clipboard. Now I have some waste paper back here because I need to make sure that the glue can go onto some area that I can throw away. It keeps my clipboard clean, although you can see a layer of glue here at the top. This is the clipboard I use to glue the spines, and you'll need to provide your own clipboard for the kit, but it needs to be able to hold a copy-sized paper, 8.5 by 11 size paper, so a full clipboard, if you will. Alright, now let's go ahead and glue this. Once I get started, I'm going to have to move relatively quickly because the masking tape is not drying out. That can hold for 10, 15, 20 minutes. But as soon as I start putting on the PVA glue, the water content is going to start evaporating. The tack is going to get, because I'm not going to put on a huge layer, right? I'm going to spread it out, get a medium-sized layer of glue on this. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to put a big glop down the middle, and I'm going to work from the middle out, but you don't want to just let those glops sit there, because again, they have a lot of water content and they can start wrinkling up the spine. So now I'm just spreading quickly, trying to get coverage. And now I'm gonna work from the inside out. I'm not going to come back, because then I'll start getting glue under this part of the spine and toward the back. I'm just going to be coming out, 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 and when I come back in the air, you know, out, 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 out. Get that glue covered. I can tell I'm probably going to need to dip my brush one more time. Let's go ahead and take care of that. I'll put a glob here, glob, glob, and then I'm going to spin the brush in my hand and just make sure I get everything needs to be covered. And as I move those edges outward, the glue is being moved outward. It's never coming back under that spine, because if it does, then it'll start getting on the outside of the spine, which is covered up right now. It's turned over right now. You don't want that, so be careful how you spread your glue. Okay, now time is of the essence. I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to go ahead and place it on, and you'll see that it's very adjustable still. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up the book. Now you probably have a little bit of glue on your fingers, so don't go ahead and, if you can, grab the brace. And I'm going to have to try to adjust this. I'm going to have to pretend to fold it over, and I want to see where the edges of the spine are going to end up. All right, I need to make them, before I actually press down too hard, I need to make sure that when they get pressed down, they're going to be more or less even, and then I need to flip it around, and I need to see the back. Now you see that this is quite uneven. Sorry about that, but you see that there? So I need to adjust this, and I'll just start moving it over. Move it over if I can. There it is. It's sliding over, because again, that masking tape will allow you to slide over. And now that's much better. Okay? And now let's just stick the front. That's good too. And at that point, I want to see the margins. Those are all okay. At this point, I need to be gluing. I need to attach this to the book. I'm going to start at the top quickly. I'm going to come down, and I'm going to try to get into that crease. Come down in there. There's a little wrinkle there. I felt it. I'm going to pull out a little bit. Try to get, there you go, clear out that wrinkle. And then I'm going to start from the middle, and I'm going to just work my way out. And then I'm going to come from the middle back, push down and out. There we go. You see? Now there's a little wrinkle. I'll work that out. That's okay. Sometimes those little wrinkles make the book look better. You don't want massive wrinkles though. That'll slip past the line of the acceptable. I've got those edges matched up really nicely. I'm just making sure now that where the edge of this paper spine hits the fabric, there's a nice tight lay of the paper there, and that the glue is really, you know, adhered. And now things may not be perfect. Okay, that's not really a perfect alignment there, but that's okay. That's to me, in my mind, that's within the realm of the acceptable. This one is really nice. And at this point, see, I'm just working the corner. I'm working the little dent there between the board and the true top of the spine. I'm just working that in. Okay, that's ready to go. Now I can just let it sit back in its brace, and I'll let it glue for 30 minutes or an hour. I'm going to go ahead and clean the brush, cover up my glue, take care of business.